Good morning to you, Grenada, Caribbean, Cupidi, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world. 27, just turned 26 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Hey, good morning, Yulin, Mary Banks, Michelle Bernard, Catherine Phillip, good morning. Yulin, you know I'm playing this one just for you, right? I want you to dance this morning. Sylvina Charles, you too. Yeah. Yoland Swan, good morning. Howdy do? Nice, it's Wednesday, the 5th day of June. Just dance. Oh, there's no better way to start the day, huh? Sankara. Jelly and McIntyre, good morning. Monica Miros Williams, good morning. Daddy Godwin, how you do? Hope all you're doing fine, you know. I know for a fact that Yulin is breaking a sweat with this one. Jennifer Lawrence, good morning. Dance like a winner. There's something about the African beat that is infectious, man. Had the opportunity to have a peek on the outside. It's nice and sunny, man. There's some, you know, sort of cumulus clouds lying away, but a lot of altostratus. Morning to the folks at the Met Office. The forecaster on desk. Cicely Blackman, good morning. If you are born again and you know Jesus, I want to hear you scream. Make a scream for the Lord this morning, eh? Good morning to you, my Senator Adrian Persuader Thomas. Good morning, the Honorable. How do you do? Come on. Yeah, that was a nice way to start off, right? Excellent way to start off the program this morning, man. Yeah. Eric Joseph, love and blessings to Mr. Innocent and my beautiful Grenadian people. Morning, Eric. How you do? You all right? Nice. Good, folks. How are you doing this morning? All the folks all the way inside of Pearls in St. Andrew. Cheryl, good morning to you. Simon, Jack, and family. A little family and them just higher up there. Just a little lower down, Dwayne Gibbs. Morning. Kozo, how you do? Yeah, Mr. Bo and family. Superintendent Arthur Reno and family, good morning. Margot, good morning. Leroy Kwame Macmillan, grand rising to all my Munich family. What? Grand rising us? Nice, I like that. Munich, good morning. Petlin, how you do? You and Arthur bus as usual heading to work? Well, good morning to you and all the other passengers. Red Hot, good morning, Mr. Norbert Julian and the family. Good morning, the bus, all the passengers there on. Good morning. Ram, Zai, Miss Clay, yeah. Oh, yes, Lord. It's 22 minutes on to the hour of 7 o'clock. Good morning, Pops. How you doing, Joe? How you doing? Miss Annie, everybody all right? Hope everything is fine this morning. Yep. Auntie Elsa, Uncle Glide, and Uncle Trevs. Uncle Pat Griffith. Good morning inside of Belmont. Good morning to the Griffith family in Belmont. How do you do this morning? For those of you all the way out in the diaspora. Okay, I'm seeing Uncle Doc all the way in Winnipeg trying to make a link. Let me do that. No, Papi, you don't. I'll send you that link, alright? Nice. 21 minutes on to. Let's get with the program. Uncle Doc, I'll touch back base with you momentarily, alright? Yep. Let's get with the program this morning. The word of the day, it's an adjective. It's a describing word. That word is affluent. A-F-F-L-U-E-N-T. Affluent. And what does affluent mean? Well, someone described as affluent has a large amount of money and owns many expensive things. Something such as a place or institution that is described as affluent is similarly rich or wealthy. Whether you like it or not, I will be an affluent person in the not-too-distant future. Yeah. So all the blockers and all the haters and all the detractors and so forth, all they just take note. I'll be an affluent guy eventually. Yeah, I would remove myself from the Brooks list. Yeah, I don't want to be on that list anymore. It's too... Oh my goodness, it's frustrating, man. All those of you who are going to join me on the affluent list, raise your hand. Yeah? Raise your They just said if wishings were horses, beggars would ride. I ain't wishing that. I'm telling you that I'll be affluent. Yeah, as soon as them little blockades and then come out in the way. And you know, as I say, there are certain people who are placed in certain strategic positions just to mess up your destiny and so forth. Destiny blockers, we call them. But don't watch that. That too shall pass. You know what I'm saying? 19 minutes on to. Here's how we can use the word in a sentence. The affluent suburb sports some of the finest public schools in the country owing to its considerable tax base. Let me reiterate this. The affluent suburb sports some of the finest public schools. Alright, it shows off some of the finest public schools in the country owing to its considerable tax base. So the people are paying a lot of tax. So that makes that district, that suburb district affluent. Alright? Yeah, so because of its affluence, it has some of the finest public schools. You understand? Nice. 18 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Saying good morning to Janelle McDonald and family. Morning, Jan and the beautiful little teenage girl. All the looks from daddy. No, girl, later, but that's okay. Nadisha, good morning to you and all the wonderful folks in the entire parish of St. David, the McQueens. Good morning, Inspector, the hard-working Inspector Leon McQueen. Good morning to you and the family. Zelon. Morning, Zelon and AJ. Yeah, good morning, Princess and Screamer. Yeah, these are my little children around the house. Yeah, good, nice. Nadisha, the thought of the day: the world is changed by your example, not by your opinion. The world is changed by your example, not by your opinion. You know, a medical friend of mine, a doctor friend of mine last night, he said, I don't know how you do it. You smile amidst your most trying times. Yeah, the smile on my face, yeah? Yeah, but boy, if you know what's going on the inside, if you know the number of battles that are being fought. But you know, as I said, affluence is in my destiny. So, yeah, don't worry yourself. Mildred Smith, good morning. And Triland State, I'm listening with you. Have a productive day. Margaret Alexander is also there. Anika Reese, good morning. Right, nice. Who's on the WhatsApp platform this morning? Let's see who's here. All right. Hello, good morning, and send greetings. Please remind persons who have celebrated their birthday this week and are drivers to renew the driver's license. Okay, you usually pay your driver's license on your birth date, so please be guided accordingly. What's buzzing this morning? Quickly, let's see. All right, compulsory school age to increase to 17. I had a little debate on that yesterday in my little confines. All right, the government marks the second day of office with a series of town hall meetings later on this month. Now, bodies representing people of African descent calls on government to remove the word Negro from police records. That's over in Guyana. Internationally, the House to vote on sanctioning ICC over, that's the International Criminal Court, over Gaza warrants bid. You understand, the prosecutor, one of the prosecutors in the International Criminal Court, he sought warrants for the arrest of Benjamin Netanyahu and some of his colleagues in the Israeli government, as well as some of the folks in Hamas. So, the House is going to vote on sanctioning the ICC over the Gaza warrants bid. And in sports, well, England and Scotland, they were beaten by the rain yesterday in Bimsha. And when I say Bimsha, I mean Barbados, all right? So those are some of the buzzing stories. I've witnessed something on Facebook just a little earlier on where I saw something, it seems as though it was a vehicular accident and a man laying on the ground in blood. Oh my goodness, pray for us, pray for us. Agnes Lyons, good morning, Agnes. How you do? You all right? Sharon Bartholomew, good morning, you all from beautiful historic parish of St. Patrick. Sharon, you here or you in Northern Virginia? Where are you? Are you in Grenada, girl? All right, folks, it's time for us to take that break. We've got the AM edition of news, sports, and the weather forthcoming. Those of you on the television platform, we've got a rebroadcast of last evening's television news. Stick and stay with us. We're with you anywhere and everywhere. Good morning to the First Family. All right, Pastor Laurie Dominic and family, Sister Nadika and the children, good morning, good morning. The congregation, good morning also. Bye for now.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. Opposition leader Dr. Keith Mitchell raised concerns in the lower house of Parliament on Tuesday over government's responses to questions about the costs associated with the Golden Jubilee celebrations. Specifically, Dr. Mitchell inquired about the expenditure on marketing and sponsorship for the 50th anniversary events. Finance Minister Dennis Cornwall, responding to the inquiries, noted that the Golden Jubilee is a year-long celebration and therefore the total costs have not yet been finalized. This response did not satisfy Dr. Mitchell, who expressed his disappointment during the parliamentary session.
Mr. Speaker, if you contract someone to do a particular activity, that information should be available because a contract has to be given. The celebration doesn't have to be completed to obtain the cost, because a person may not be able to start working unless he or she receives a contract that he will be paid appropriately and how much they ought to be paid. So I thought the answer was sort of not in keeping with the statement I made in the first question, comment on the first.
Dr. Mitchell further emphasized the importance of timely and detailed answers to parliamentary questions.
If there was not enough time, Mr. Speaker, then I could understand. But to imply that it cannot be given until the whole year celebration is completed, that beats me, Mr. Speaker. So I expect some explanation to that effect.
Minister Cornwall has, however, maintained his position on the issue.
I have said over here in this House that this is a year-long event. By giving you partial responses to activity that are already gone, I could do that. But at the end of the day, if there is any changes to whatever actually happened in terms of information given, I do not want to find myself in a situation putting my foot in my mouth then, to give one figure and then afterwards I have to go back and correct that figure. So as I said before, I want to wait until all the activities are completed before I can give an answer to the question that I asked.
The other question posed by the opposition leader dealt with the government's alleged expenditures on sponsoring individuals to return to Grenada for the independence celebrations. Minister Cornwall firmly dismissed these allegations, asserting that such practices are not part of the government's policy.
From my knowledge, we have not paid for anybody ticket nor accommodation to come for the celebration. If that's a practice of the former administration, then I don't know, and I don't want to be basically associated with it, and therefore I would not want to comment further on this particular question.
Last year, Parliament approved $7.5 million for the year-long festivities, sparking intense debate among opposition members about the allocation and utilization of these funds. To date, only $2 million of the allocated budget has been clearly accounted for, specifically for the issuance of a commemorative $50 note. The National Cannabis Secretariat has taken a significant step forward. Panel discussions focused on the path towards the decriminalization of cannabis on the island commenced last evening. The draft policy being developed was shared with the nation via multimedia platforms. Details in this Rena Perry-Thomas report.
The panel discussions involving key stakeholders and experts in the field aim to delve into various aspects related to cannabis decriminalization. Topics of discussion include the regulatory framework, public health consideration, legal implications, economic opportunities, and community impact. The draft policy on cannabis decriminalization serves as a foundational document guiding these discussions. It outlines potential measures, regulations, and guidelines aimed at responsibly managing the decriminalization and use of cannabis within the legal framework of the island. CEO of the National Cannabis Secretariat, Nandi Noel, outlined the two main steps involved.
To achieve such an ambitious mandate, the Working Committee has prepared a detailed timeline of key initiatives. The first, to host consultations with the public, like this session, as well as specialized consultations for the development of a national cannabis policy framework and a market feasibility study. The second initiative lies solely with providing recommendations to amend existing laws, and cannabis decriminalization is poised as the first step in that direction. We do have a drafted policy statement on cannabis decriminalization awaiting final review and approval that will better guide our way through the appropriate legal channels.
The National Cannabis Secretariat remains committed to facilitating constructive dialogue, gathering valuable insights, and formulating recommendations that align with international best practices and local priorities.
Working towards establishing a cannabis industry is a new and an exciting field, and we're also honored to host in its introduction to Grenada, Carriacou, and the Petit Martinique. But it is equally complex. It requires a careful step-by-step process. It also requires the careful examination and deliberation over relevant data while considering the implications and challenges that may accompany healing two issues in our country, being the freedoms and rights presented in the Grenada Constitution and religious and sacramental use within our Rastafarian community. It may introduce other social, health, economic, and criminal challenges.
Noel emphasized the importance of considering diverse perspectives, scientific evidence from other countries in the region that have undergone similar legislative changes.
This approach has been echoed in other Caribbean islands, whose models we are currently studying and learning from, including Jamaica, St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbados, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But before we dive into conversation, it's important to clarify the distinction between cannabis decriminalization and cannabis legalization for medicinal and scientific purposes. Decriminalization aims to remove the criminal penalties associated with simple possession of an allowed amount of cannabis. This would not establish a legal market for cannabis sales. That is a separate policy consideration under legalization for medicinal and scientific purposes.
The active engagement of stakeholders stakeholders from various sectors, including healthcare professionals, legal experts, law enforcement agencies, and government, is helping to ensure a well-rounded approach to policy development. Rena P. Thomas, GBN News.
The Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, has announced that it will not proceed with the suspension of 4 examination subjects. The decision follows a wave of public concern and discussions with regional education ministers. The subjects initially considered for suspension were Agricultural Science, Double Award, Mechanical Engineering Technology, CSEC, Green Engineering, and Electrical and Electronic Engineering for KEEP. The decision to reverse the suspension was announced by Dr. Wayne Wesley, the Chief Executive Officer and Registrar of CXC, in a press conference this afternoon.
The Ministers of Education were forthright in their positions, as well as pledging their support for CXC and for more direct lines of communications with the Council. I therefore want to announce our agreed positions emerging from the meeting as follows. 1. The Caribbean Examinations Council will continue to offer to the region Agricultural Science, Double Major, Green Engineering, Industrial Technology, the mechanical option, and Electrical and Electronic Engineering Technology. 2. CXC has rolled out a menu of new generation technology and science programs. Some are not yet at the desired demand. Governments will work with CXC in a partnership in building demand for these new programs to enable their cost viability. 3. Accordingly, today's deliberations with the Ministers of Education reinforce the need for a collective regional marketing thrust to promote the priority subject areas in STEM or STEAM education and climate-smart agriculture.
Dr. Eduardo Ali, Pro-Registrar and Deputy CEO of CXC, explained the reasons behind considering the suspension of these courses.
Dr. Wesley would have mentioned the issue of plant and equipment that are outdated, the lack of practical experience for students because of the inadequacy of the labs and facilities that are there, lack of qualified teaching professionals to teach the broad syllabus. In some instances, the subjects were challenged because of the lack of human capital outlay to provide support for areas such as welding and other related areas, plumbing and electrical installation, that the issues of physical resources such as textbooks and other learning resources were challenges that the system did not provide for students in the system, as well as areas related to the matriculation requirement.
In more news, in a move that could significantly boost local food production, the Ministry of Agriculture has reinstated workers on 2 government estates. Chrislina John fills us in.
With eyes set on increased production and consequently boosting economic returns, 16 workers have been reinstated on the Grenada estate, while the Mount Rule estate in the north had 8 persons added to its workforce, bringing the total number of workers to 24. Grenada estate is one of 2 project sites selected by the restoration of abandoned and underutilized lands through the implementation of the Integrated Landscape Management program supported by the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States and the European Union, along with the Global Climate Change Alliance Plus initiative, GCCA. The program is aimed at rehabilitating cocoa and nutmeg fields and will also see the establishment of an administrative building to manage the affairs of the estate. The majority of the workers employed at the Mount Rule estate are residents of the surrounding communities who expressed their gratitude for the opportunity, stating that the much-needed employment would improve their livelihoods and help them to cultivate more varieties. One plot has already been cultivated with tissue culture banana. Manager of the estate, Evan Bowler, said the aim is to increase supplies on the local market.
We have lots of suckers coming up, so we are hoping to be able to supply the other estate like Montreal, also here at Granbrook, and farmers across the country would be able to get plants from here. So that's the whole purpose of our tissue culture in our cultivation. And it's not just about production, it's not making money, but also providing plants and so on for farmers throughout the nation. Well, we believe that, based on where it's coming from and the science behind it, we'll be able to withstand lots of the diseases that, we have in Grenada. And this is very virgin soil, so we don't expect to have any other diseases being transported here. And with a new system in place, as Mr. Forsyth would tell you, the ILM, the integrated land management, in the landscape management, we have to put structures in place. So vehicles coming would have to pass through a food bath, so that they don't transport any diseases here. Farmers coming will also have to do the same thing.
Granbrook Estate in St. Andrew consists of approximately 186.5 acres, while Montreal in St. Patrick totals approximately 153 acres. Kareem Forsyth, agronomist at the Ministry of Agriculture, implores the general public to respect the hard work of estate workers and refrain from engaging in acts of petty larceny.
We have a very motivated workforce. It's like they're part of the estate themselves, and their success is the estate success, the estate success is their success. And with that, and they mentioned how hard the work is and how much effort they have to put in. With that, we give a general plea to the community to, resist from petty larceny activities that will undermine what is taking place here. If the government is invested in the agriculture, we don't want the people taken away from it. So that's something that has happened. It's not too egregious, it's not too severe, but it's just a little bit is too much.
The Granbrook and Montreal estates are prioritized under the World Bank's Food Security Enhancement Project as two estates that have a management system in place and will be used to support the development of germplasm for the nation. Christina John, GBN News.
As the hurricane season begins, the National Disaster Management Agency has outlined the do's and don'ts at designated emergency centers across Grenada. Rena Perry-Thomas tells us more in this report.
Executive members of the National Disaster Management Agency, after identifying over 100 emergency shelters in the 7 parishes of Grenada and the Sister Isles, sought to educate the public on the proper protocols at these sites. Tonya Hysant, a member of the National Shelter Committee, emphasized that emergency shelters are a last resort for residents in need of safety during imminent hazards. Residents are advised to ensure they have available a 72-hour supply of essentials such as food, water, flashlights, batteries, and a radio with battery backup.
So to advise, items that you must walk with when coming to the shelter are sleeping equipment, so blanket, sheets, pillows, cots or sleeping bags if you have, your first aid kits, books, games that you can keep the children occupied as well. Special medications if you have, special medications and your general medications, so pressure pills, diabetic pills, asthma pumps, make sure that you walk with those with you in the shelter. Anyone who needs aids, so your hearing aids, walking sticks, we ask that you also have those accompany you in the shelter. If you are...
Hysant also noted that pets and open flames are not permitted in shelters.
We also remind that the shelter do have rules, and the shelter manager is the ultimate person responsible for the daily operations of the shelter, and we ask that you obey their instructions. We also advise that the shelter management team is prohibited from accepting responsibility for your personal items, so you in the shelters are responsible for whatever you come into the shelter with. We remind that weapons, illegal drugs are prohibited from the shelters, and if those are with you, they will be confiscated and the Royal Grenada Police Force will be called in. Open flames for cooking is not allowed within shelters. We also remind that pets are not allowed within shelters.
Forecasters predict an above-average 2024 hurricane season. National Disaster Coordinator Dr. Terence Walters is urging members of the public to be prepared.
So we ask you to pay attention to the information from the National Disaster Management Agency as we go through the season and at all times, because NADMA is the official source for all disaster-related information in Grenada. So we ask you to pay attention to the information that we will provide from time to time and ensure that you do what is necessary so that you can be prepared, your family, your household, your community, by extension, the country will be better prepared. So.
Rina P. Thomas, GBN News.
Grenada has unveiled a groundbreaking marketing endeavor dubbed the Carriacou Carnival Cool Down. Its aim to enhance tourism on the sister isles of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. This campaign urges tourists to prolong their visits post-Spice Mass, indulging in a period of tranquility and rejuvenation. Set to run from August 14 to August 18, 2024, the Carnival Cool Down offers a serene getaway following the excitement of the Carnival revelries. Tevin Andrews, Minister of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs, expressed excitement over the campaign's potential to showcase the peaceful allure and distinctive charm of the Isles. Likewise, Randall Dolland, chairman of the Grenada Tourism Authority, underscores the beauty and allure of Carriacou and Petit Martinique as indispensable components of Grenada's tourism landscape. The initiative arises amidst a surge in tourist arrivals to Grenada, with a nearly 30% increase in the first quarter of 2024 compared to the previous year. Quite possibly one of the more beautiful creatures you can find, and this one is said to be unique. It's time for tonight's GBN ISA. Our ISA reporter tonight wants to know if anyone has seen this particular kind of butterfly or know what kind it is. Our citizen journalist stumbled upon the insect on the almond tree blossoms at Bathway in St. Patrick. Do you have any idea about which type of butterfly it is? Tell us when you submit your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Miss Faithlin's family drama continues with I Do by Urias Peters at Labucan Creative Center, Saturdays at 8 p.m., Sundays at 6 p.m., June 8th to 30th.
In these moments, we're not just watching our match, we live in it. 44 million fans, 11 players, one flow. Bleeding we colors, celebrating we greatness. Wherever it's played, Flow is proud to be a part of it. This is We Game.
Get ready, Grenada, for the 18th annual Hubbards Legends in Concert. Hubbards Legends in Concert, as we raise our hands and give thanks. On Saturday, October 26, 2024, Thanksgiving weekend, Grenada Trade Center, 7:30 p.m. Hubbards Legends in Concert. Stay tuned to GBN for more.
From the fertile heart of Grenada to the far reaches of the globe, Rams Supermarket brings together the best of both worlds. Savor the freshest, locally sourced produce from our trusted Grenadian farmers and explore a curated selection of top-quality international favorites. Experience a shopping journey where warmth meets a world of flavors and affordability meets premium quality. At Rams, we welcome everyone to discover the joy of global and local culinary delights. Nestled in Sugar Mill, Grand Anse, we are open all week to offer you a taste of home and beyond. Rams Supermarket, where our family, community, and the world come together. We are the good food people.
With the biggest blowout sale from Sisson's Paints. Get 30% on Sisson's Text Coat, Berger Weatherproof, and Easy Clean paints, all sizes. Your Weather Warrior, paint to protect. Ensure your home is season ready and beautiful. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Head to the Color Shop or any Sisson's hardware partner nationwide and save 30% now. Shop now and get a free plastic float with every Sisson's Text Coat purchase and a free Paint Sensations paint with every 1 gallon purchase of Berger Weatherproof or Sisson's Easy Clean. Sale ends soon.
Served Grenada for decades, we are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wiring accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grand Anse, St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
GRENDEC Community Partnership Initiative.
The project for our school is the expansion of the school feeding department and home economics department. At our school, we provide hot meals for more than 70% of our student population on a daily basis. Our previous kitchen area has been very small and sometimes it became congested with teachers volunteering to ensure that the children got their lunch on time. The home economics department is a center for some of the other schools in the district and they visit us once a week. What we found that based on the class size of the visiting schools, we were unable to accommodate them. We converted our practical area into a classroom and as such we were no longer able to do the practicals as much as we would like to. Therefore, when the opportunity came up to participate in this GRENDEC project, we thought, yes, this is the best opportunity to gain some assistance and it could not have come at a better time for us as a school when we are in the process of rebuilding, rebranding ourselves in the community. And so on behalf of the staff, the students, the PTA and the community of River-Sally, we would like to say a heartfelt thank you to GRENDEC for partnering with us in ensuring that we improve the quality of education that we provide here at River-Sally Government School.
GRENDEC, energizing our community.
Washing the vehicle, use a bucket, not a hose. Save water.
This awareness initiative is part of activities under the Climate Resilient Water sector in Grenada. The project is funded by the Green Climate Fund, the German government, and the government of Grenada.
This moment is all that I've been dreaming of. Well, focus.
Cricket, lovely cricket, as we bring you ball by ball commentaries of the T20 World Cup. The Cut and Drive Network, in association with this radio station, are pleased to be a part of the excitement. Join me, Andrew Mason, as I lead a team of top-class cricket commentators right through to the finals on June the 29th at the historic Kensington Oval. Cricket, lovely cricket, on this radio station. You got a date, so don't be late.
This moment is all that I've been dreaming of. Well, focus.
Stepping off the plane, it's so easy to breathe again. Life in the big city has finally took its toll. And it's been so long, but I'm finally home and what better place to rest my weary bones than on this beautiful island where there's so much to see. Every corner I turn, there's something there to remind me of my beautiful nation and what it means to me. Not a thing out of place, that's what's special about it. And do you hear? It's the songs the birds are singing. Do you hear? It's a sound that's everlasting. And there's no end in sight, just the beginning of our lives. Sweet Grenada, this is home, yes. And do you hear? It's the songs the birds are singing. Do you hear? It's a sound that's everlasting, and there's no end in sight, just the beginning of our lives. Sweet Grenada, this is home, home, home. Sweet Grenada, yeah, this is home.
I am Audrey Jackson.
I'm Greg Jackson.
On February 19th at 4 a.m., a gun was used to take my son from me. You know him as Pop Smoke. We call him Shar. Because of gun violence, I'll never see my son run up the front of our steps, taking them two at a time. He won't ever take my hands again and dance with me. He won't come into my room and muscle pose in the mirror. Gun violence destroys families. It must stop.
Welcome, viewers and listeners. It's time for the conversation this morning. We're going to have a very culturally filled morning because with me in studio are three cultural icons. To my immediate right is Mr. Renroy Auguste. We call him the $2 bread man, Blacker Dan. To his immediate right, I'm going to let her introduce herself. I can't remember the name off my head, and I would not dare give you a funny name.
Mashaida
Phillip. And of course, to my extreme right is world-renowned Kelvin Jacobs. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Innocent.
Now let's do that again. Good morning, you three.
Good morning, Innocent.
Now I'm hearing harmony, right? We're all singers here, so good. And we're here to talk about the Youth in Groovy event that's coming up. I understand it's a private initiative, and who's going to take the lead on this one?
Well, first, let's say the Youth in Groovy project.
Okay.
It's not an event.
Right, okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, good.
So maybe we'll let Blacker speak to the concept.
Yeah, well, to the beginning, we're on to the semi-final round of the Youth in Groovy initiative. So far, we have been through two separate preliminary rounds, which kids came and gave their rendition of songs, already existing groovy songs, a cappella, to a panel of judges, where we saw talent that even we were surprised by, bravery and so on. And first and foremost, this initiative was thought about by myself. I spoke to Mr. Jacob and the rest of the team, Mashaida Phillip and Kimanta Alexander, which they all thought was a brilliant idea as well. And we just came together and we decided to go that route in regards to groovy music where the youth is concerned.
Okay, Black, let me ask you this: which part of Trinidad are you from, boy?
Nah, not from Trinidad. I'm Grenadian, but I grew up in Trinidad.
Yeah, boy, I hear that Trinidad. Yeah. Good. So the whole concept, that project, Youth in Groovy, was all one of your brainchild.
Yeah, basically. Okay. Basically, I thought about the idea. I saw that there was a lack with the youth in regards to relating to the groove side of our culture. It's already drawn more so away from the calypso, and I saw that it started to happen with the groovy as well, especially that our young selectors don't seem to really enjoy the groovy side of the music because for a long time what seems to be apparent is that the power soca have taken the forefront and the limelight, and it seems more attractive. And I am of the belief, not because I sing this particular music, that groovy music, there's nothing that could compare. It's a merge of calypso, and then yet you could get a story, then you could get the melodies, and on top of that you could dance and enjoy. It's what calypso used to be, I would say. Calypso in Grenada, I would say, is more so something to just sit down and listen nowadays,
Yeah, but we're changing that, eh? That's changing.
Yeah, I would love it too. So groovy has taken its place in regards to where you could get a story and you could still enjoy, you could still laugh, you could still dance and so on. So I think that groovy music has taken the place somewhat of calypso, whereas it could engage the both age groups. So I started to notice the decline in the love among the youth for the groovy music, and I thought about this initiative. Why not implement something like this, whereas they could develop somewhat a love for this as well. So on speaking with the rest of the team, I was gassed up because they was all excited about it, and all hands on deck, and we say let's make it happen. And so far we did, like hands in our own pockets and so on.
Yeah, well, your pocket dips, so you got deep pockets. So.
I claim that. So that is just the basic starting. We are at the semi-final point now. And it takes place on the 15th of June at the Tanti Netball Court.
Okay.
And so we just here to basically speak on that and
right.
Yeah.
Good,
so
good. That's nice. Mashida, right?
Yes.
Trinity, boy.
No, Grenadian actually.
Well, that Trinity accent country just Kelvin.
We just well spoken, man. We just well spoken.
Trinities can't talk. Yes, Mashida, how have you gotten into this? Are you a soca artist, or are you an artist in the first instance?
I am an artist. I am a filmmaker, actually. So most people know me. I am the founder of the 1261 Grenada Film Festival.
Yes, that's where I know you.
Yes. And many moons ago, years ago, I actually dabbled as management in the music industry back in the early 2000s. And some of the top artists, I were actually their managers back then. Locally.
Okay. Right.
And so my love for the art crosses boundaries between the mediums, between film and music. Okay. So when Blacka spoke about this initiative with us, to me, I was really excited to get on board, because for me, my brain's always thinking, how do we multiply and see how we can now merge different things that we are doing? So what attracted me to this project was the fact that we are now we have a whole big development program, which Kelvin is going to speak on, built into this. And we are also going to be documenting the entire process, and coming out of it, we are having a documentary.
So your film professionalism comes into play?
Very much so.
Okay.
And also my event organizational side with Kim comes into play. So that's where we are bringing that kind of project management as part of the team in helping us advance this. So we are excited about this. So now, after the semis, later on in the film festival later on this year, the kids are going to be invited back. Blacka didn't speak about it, but we will have a continuation of development programs, and then they'll be able to get to see the film that is coming out of this project as well.
What am I doing here? I'm doing this. I'm nodding, right? You've got my nod of approval and endorsement.
Yes.
I like this.
Yes.
I really like this. I like the futuristic approach to it. It's ensuring continuity, that when Blacka decides, okay, I've made enough money, I'm going to stay in the hammock, we have a next generation behind who can give us the sweet music that we're hearing in the background.
Yeah. The whole objective basically is we are now, the government is putting in a lot of resources, and they are also prioritizing the creative sector. And a big thing is about what are our export products. Beyond the music, what else are we exporting? And film is the next thing that we can export in different mediums. So quite often you see we put in a lot of events here, and then after we have no documentation, nothing to show. So we're hoping to set the bar with this particular event and start building content that we can share, not just with our local public, but also the diaspora and beyond.
Kevin, I'm happy that I took you on yesterday and made this happen this morning, because initially I thought it was just, a junior groovy monarch sort of thing, not realizing the magnitude of that project. Tell me how your involvement, well, I know anything you touch turns to gold.
Well, thank you very much for that. No, as the other members of the team said, once I heard of the initiative and I heard kids were involved, I gravitated towards it, because I always believe if you want anything to fly, you give it to school children.
Yeah.
And when Blacka approached me, I gladly said yes. And also when I heard of the other people who are on the team, I realized these are serious people. These are people with skill set that can drive this project going forward. So I immediately said yes. And I said, one of the things we must do, we must get the schools involved. So we got in touch with the Ministry of Education. We got their blessings. And we went into the schools. So we invited all of the schools to be a part of this project. So Blacka went around into the different schools we first had a letter from the ministry going into all of the schools, and then Blacker went into the schools advertising the initiative, and that's what we got the kids to sign up. So all the schools on the island of Grenada, and I think Carriacou was extended to as well, knew of this project. And we had the 2 preliminary rounds already. We had it at Elvira's Garden on the Carnage, and now we chose 20 participants from there to go into the semi-final round, and we are now in the semi-final round, preparing for the semi-final round, and we've started our developmental project. And that's another part of the initiative that made me want to say yes to it, because it was not just an event, it's a project, and you would see something coming out of it. You're not just taking kids and putting a stage for an event and then it finishes there, but we have a developmental part of that initiative where the kids are going to learn voice control, they're going to learn how to hold the mic, they're going to learn performance, etc.
How come nobody taught me that?
And they're also learning sportsmanship in the process. So our first session last Saturday, we taught them all of these things, and the workshop ended with them performing with the band as their band practice for the first session.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
And we were really impressed with how the kids actually came and they performed for the first time, because the preliminary round they worked a cappella, so they presented the song a cappella, and they are using covers from our local groovy artists. And next year we hope that they will present their own songs. So that's the whole part of the project. So right now we have in the semi-final we have kids from SAS, Anglican High School, West Hall Secondary, Boca Secondary. We have one student from Uganda Matters, that's a primary school, previously Happy Hill Secondary. We have St. Rose, we have GBSS, and we have PBC represented in the semi-final.
Now, I'm going to pose a question. I'm going to throw a question out. Although I know the answer already, but I'm still going to throw it out. How do you, as a team, intend to use this project to sort of curb the deviant behaviors that we're finding in our youngsters? It can be used. So I would like to hear how you intend to use it. I heard you talk about sportsmanship, teaching them about sportsmanship. Would that be incorporated as well?
Well, of course, because we started out already in the developmental programs that we started last week, and we have 4 of these into the first season of this project. Definitely, when we start teaching them how to write music, and the kind of music that the topics that they are going to be looking to develop for the music, that is one of the ways that we are going to channel that. Also, we've had over 40 participants in the preliminary round. We are not leaving them aside. They are going to be following us through the entire season. So for example, those who did not make it into the semi-final round, they would get a chance to come into the semi-final event to see the kids perform, and they would also be a part. These are our building blocks, the first set of students that we work with in season 1. They would continue working along with us from September in the developmental projects. All right. So when we start talking about stagecraft, holding the mic, voice control, all of these things, they are going to be a part of that as well. And of course, we'll be open to new students.
Wow.
Additionally, can I just add to that? Additionally, we also seeked out partnerships with different people. So we are speaking with Pathway, who is going to come in and further the development on sportsmanship and everything that Kelvin talked about. But one of the things that is also unique about what we're trying to do is really make this youth focus. And by that we mean that we are incorporating a lot of the other disciplines that are featuring children. So we're not having a kids event and you're seeing a lot of adult facing this, but it's really a youth focused event. So we partnered up with some of the dancers are all within the same age group. The people who are going to be doing a lot of the performances are within that same age group, and it was very intentional as a group for us to highlight that, because quite often we see youth events, but the focus is adults. So this
and
is
the age group we're working with is the 11 to 17 age group.
Right.
So we are actually building on that bridge so that they can cross over into the adult groupie competitions and other competitions as well.
I'm gonna publicly challenge you all. All right, because Grenada has a reputation of starting things hot and sweaty, and then it just dwindles and fades away like a flower. This is something that I am looking for the longevity in it, because Kelvin, we're teachers and we have the passion for children.
Yeah.
All right. There might be those out there who are saying, "Oh, why isn't in calypso or groovy or whatever? Why isn't it something in the church or something like that?" But we're looking at children's holistic development, and we cannot leave out the creative juices from that.
Absolutely.
That's right.
And while you're saying that you're putting on that challenge, I also want to commend the people who came on board with us already. We have a lot of corporate people and even people from the community who've blessed us with their commitment for this project. Okay, because as Blacker said before, we're starting this project from $0. We just have the idea. And we were looking to corporate Grenada and friends to help us bring this alive.
Listen to me, Kelvin. You don't need to say that. Blacker sat in his hammock and he said, "Okay, guys, we are going to do this." And he pulled the funds from his back pocket. Blacker is loaded.
Don't put that out there, because that's not the case.
For those of you who are just joining the program, we are having this conversation, Youth in Groovy, and it's not a competition, it is a project, and I want us to get that clear. Before we go any further, as a matter of fact, I want to take some music from the brainchild of that initiative, Mr. Renroy August Blackadan. We lovingly call him Blackadan, and this is one of my favorites from Blackadan. Blackadan, you remember that? Yeah. That was I've never seen something more contradictory. A loyal sideman.
Yeah, I remember that.
What you could do?
Yes, loyal sideman. Yeah, me know, you have your man. I don't have no girl, but I love your body. Only you are one. Woman, you're sweet and sexy. Woman, you really catch me. I could have you alone, but you could have both of it. Yeah, me now you could be my girlfriend, and you could have your man, and that is no problem. No problem. I tell you, you could be my only girl, and you could have your man, and that is no problem. That is no problem. I could be a loyal side man. Your loyal side man. Then first I walk you through. Anything go do, I could be a loyal side man. Your loyal side man. Then first I walk you. Anything go do. Shot is every vet and every show. If your man don't want to go, then I'll whine in with you.
Nice. Blacker, you're loyal.
Well, to speak on loyalty and to expound on your challenge. This is what we more speak in the future, more so than where we starting at now. We had to cut back a lot of things in regards to where we saw this project actually heading. Because in the initial state we was all gas, thinking that we would just get financial institutions involved. We thought it was easy like that. We just send letters and we let them know of our idea and they would be on board. But apparently they have to see it being done first. To really think. So in the future we're looking towards bank accounts for the kids. Like this should be the prizes, like to start bank accounts and so on. And this is the future, the futuristic aspect about it. So future wise and the longevity wise, it's a definite yes for us. It's where we see this, and we know that there are many cutbacks for the initial stage. And so the future is safe with this project.
We do have someone who wants to be a part of the conversation. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Innocent, and how you do?
I ain't do it yet, but I go do it,
Well, boy, I know you go do it good,
Stop it.
Innocent, hear this what you just play there. This is what we educate in the is this what we are promoting to our young students? Is this what we are going to educate them about? Is this what we are coming to? This is one. You see why I say this? If I may branch off here, we're talking about, just permit me, we're talking about legalizing marijuana for medicine purposes. Now, I on the side, and I agree, and when I saw the people coming on the television to ask for and support the legalization, and I see them blowing up and puffing up, I wonder if this is what they want to be legalized. Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you very much, caller. I knew something like that was going to come. But, in as much as the caller has a point, but that is all part of our creative juices in putting, because this is reality. As we say, while we don't want to emulate it, all right, this sideman thing, all right, we're not interested in infidelity. We don't promote infidelity, but as it is said colloquially, we met it here and we're going to leave it here. And it's all part of creativity, putting it together in a song. So whereas, okay, ideologically it might be flawed to some people, but it's all part of the creative juices.
Can I add to that?
Please.
For me personally, it's all age appropriate, right? Blacker is an adult, and he sang about that. What we are trying to do now with Youth in Groovy is teach the kids how they are now seeing the world. They are the next generation. So when we are going into the development programs, they are writing the music based on their personal experiences with guidance. Exactly, with guidance and everything like that. So our hope is to now produce things that can now set the tone in a different way. Blacker, you can add.
Before we go further, Nutmeg Queen says that I must tell you hi.
Hi.
Okay. All right.
So to speak on that, that's a lovely point by the caller. The nice lady. The nice lady, I would say. In regards to creativity, what I grew up on from the likes of the Shadow and the likes of Sparrow and so on was very controversial music that I had to wrap my mind around to really understand as a youth. And I would always admire the creativity, not more so the topics that they sang on, but the way they go about singing about it and the reality that they would put into music and still make young and old enjoy. So in regards to the music for the competition, we have a strict guideline as to what the kids can sing. We put things in place. So whereas the music must be clean, this was a part of the registration process. And we tend to think if anything isn't explicit, if it has to do with real life, then kids have a right to know about it, because if it's not explicit for one, and if it's reality, the kids are exposed to it regardless. If they could put creativity towards real life issues, whereas instead of having a negative outlook on the reality of life, we think it's a plus in my eyes. Everyone would have different opinions, and the topic basically is subjective to who's viewing or their thought process. But what basically can be wrong in your eyes don't necessarily have to be wrong towards towards a holistic process, because sometimes we have to take the realities of life and we have to wheel it in such a way that a good could come out of it, whereas a kid could take could take a reality of life, put it in a song, and people could enjoy and people could laugh, and they would be.
But it's reality.
But it's reality at the same time.
Keisha says, good morning to everyone. I love the idea that the youth are in good hands. If you ask me, keep up the good work, people. We have to wrap up because I am scheduled to have the Cultural Foundation, but I'm going to give you both two things. I'm going to give you both a minute to wrap, and then I'm also going to have another invitation extended to you, so you determine when you want to come back, and I'll make that arrangement because I really like what I'm hearing. Yes. I'm passionate about it. Kelvin, you could endorse that because as you called yesterday, I said, okay, let me see if it can happen. No, I think I have to, and I said, Kelvin, we're going to do it.
Yes, thank you very much for that.
Yeah,
yes,
so let's do that.
I just wanted to say, Kelvin talked about the corporate sponsors that came on board so far. So far we have Power FM that came on board, the GTA, Real Value, Bryden's, Huggins, Go to Fet, Elvira's Garden. They were very instrumental for our preliminary, so we are very grateful for them for that.
They're kids oriented.
Very much so. Blue Bubbles, Jambalasi, who is going to be actually giving a rhythm to the winner, so the person can go into recording later on. We have Spice Mass also that came on board, and from the executive team that are putting this together, we have Ignite, we have Blackadan, M Projects, and who am I missing? Somebody? Oh, yeah, Hot Flex.
Yeah,
Hot Flex, and we want to say Kim is really, really instrumental. She's coming in, and Blacka, thank you so much for this opportunity. But this is a grassroots initiative, and beyond the corporate sponsors that are here, we are also open to getting donations from the community. Okay. If you are a small business, whether you have a hairdressing business, makeup artists who are looking for opportunity, come on board with us because the kids still need to look good. A boutique, donate something so the kids can, partner up with us.
Yeah. So it doesn't always have to be cash.
It doesn't always have to be cash. And one of the things that is also unique is the fact that Blacka was very insistent that every kid walk away with something. So we are looking to raise funds that we are able to give the children cash awards at the end of the semi and also the finals. So any donations, whether big, small, or in between, we appreciate it.
Okay.
I would just like to call on Corporate Grenada to let's get the kids grooving, get on board with us, join the project, come out to the semi-final event on the 15th of June at the Tantin Netball Court. Gates open at 4 p.m. The show time is at 5 p.m. sharp. You will see 20 of our stars, our potential groovy stars, our future groovy stars doing covers of our local artists.
When is that date?
The 15th of
June.
Yes,
that's next Saturday.
Next
Saturday. Yes.
So let's try and get a slot so that you can bring in a couple of the artists.
That would be great.
Absolutely.
And can I just add, we are also endorsed by Ministry of Youth.
Yes.
And Culture, and also the Creative Office, the Creative Affairs. So we just want to say thank you to everyone so far that has come on board.
Youth in Groovy, thank you very much for gracing me with this morning.
Thank you.
It's a good way to start. Yeah, man, the loyal side. Folks, we take that break and listen and look out for more info as it relates to Youth in Groovy. Remember, it's not an event, it is a project. We look forward to that. We take a quick commercial break. Hopefully when I get back, I have Mr. Livingston Nelson, the CEO of the Cultural Foundation, with us. We'll be back after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for Grenada to laugh again. Heritage Theatre presents Spice Laugh Comedy Bash 2024, Saturday, June 22nd and Sunday, 23rd June at the Trade Center in Grandance, and on Sunday, 30th June at the Deluxe Cinema in Grenville. Showtime, 7 p.m. every time, featuring some of Grenada's best ambassadors of comedy. Robert White.
I'll line up behind the yellow for 9 elections straight. I changed for 9 times to lose the last election. Why? Because I'm always on the losing side.
Dillion Walters.
It's the McWayne I couldn't take. And don't tell me all you didn't know.
Kareem Alexis and other outstanding comedic performances, all coming to knock you off your seats with laughter. Get your tickets now. Bring out the entire family. Tickets are $60. It's time for Spice Laugh Comedy Bash 2024.
The place go flood with laughter.
In these moments, we not just watching our match, we live in it. 44 million fans, 11 players, one flow. Leading we colors, celebrating we greatness. Wherever it's played, Flow is proud to be a part of it. This is We Game.
Are you looking for a reliable, affordable, and customer-friendly pharmacy? Look no further than Hills and Valley Pharmacy, the nation's leading healthcare products and services provider. We are committed to serving you at convenient locations. Find an extensive and affordable selection of prescription and over-the-counter drugs and medical supplies at Church Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, Jubilee Street, Grenville, St. Andrew, near the bus terminal, and Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George. Our committed team is always available to offer valuable assistance for managing your health and wellness. Discover the additional benefits of our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street and our Medcare Center on Grenville Street, where we provide in-house physiotherapy, massage therapy, doctor consultations, and eye care services. Our commitment is to satisfy all your healthcare needs, including competitive prices, loyalty rewards, and special discounts for seniors. Contact us at 435-6904 and WhatsApp 535-4734. Choose Hills and Valley Pharmacy. Remember, your health is our business.
Struggling to secure a business loan because of limited credit history or loan security? The Eastern Caribbean Partial Credit Guarantee has the security you need. The Eastern Caribbean Partial Credit Guarantee, ECPCGC, is a bridge to accessible financing for micro, small, and medium enterprises in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. Backed by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank with funding from the World Bank. We work with financial institutions to help MSMEs get credit to stay in business, grow their business, or invest in green technologies. Our process is simple. Apply for a loan at your local lender. If collateral is in question, our partial credit guarantee is the answer. Once you meet the criteria, we pledge up to 80% of the collateral you're short of. Reach out to an ECPCGC participating lender or visit www.ecpcgc.org for more information. The Eastern Caribbean Partial Credit Guarantee for MSMEs. Your business, your growth, our guarantee.
The laundry, always do a full load, save water.
This awareness initiative is part of activities under the Climate Resilient Water sector in Grenada. The project is funded by the Green Climate Fund, the German government, and the government of Grenada.
Alright folks, it's 8 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Unfortunately, I do not see my next guest. Mr. Livingston is not here at the moment. So we do have a gap, a window of 8 minutes in which you can call and be a part of a conversation. And time is too limited to speak on anything specific. Is there something in your neck of the woods that you'd like to talk about? This is your opportunity. Let's go to the telephone line right away. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, innocent one to listeners and viewers.
Welcome to the program.
One thing that disturbs me is like how mighty and powerful people are ruining the world. On your news station, we heard the news, which was pending for the last 2 weeks. The step in the United States Congress to punish the judges who have chosen to indict or seek to indict Lieutenant and his defense chief for their genocidal behavior activity in Palestine. That is contrary to what they did when an attempt was made to get Vladimir Putin arrested. And it shows something, that those folks who are at the helm of brutal power right now are convinced that they can do anything and they would get away. Just imagine a law institution in one of the mightiest nations, we might say, is moving towards punishing people for doing the right thing. It's like when they invaded Grenada. I mean, we cannot forget how they invaded Iraq, Panama, or Libya, or everywhere they have gone messed up. I mean, we need to really wake up. The problem with our people is that we have gone to sleep. When I say people, I'm not talking about people who are right now. Because we've gone to sleep. How evil could be reigning like that? I mean, even at a legal level, not even at the diplomatic or the intelligence level, they're going to do the evil. Because don't forget, these countries are involved in murder every day, whether it's with the intelligence agency or the military, they're killing people every day. So we need to do something about that in terms of raising our consciousness and maybe speak out about that as a nation and as a people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. It's 5 minutes on to 8 o'clock. That is the time. You know the number, 435-2041. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Yes, I was looking at the news and they spoke about Honorable Keith Mitchell had a problem with the $5 million that was spent for independence. And, you know, I think it is a very valid concern. The government needs to prioritize. I was recently in a hospital, a family member. The hospitals do not have sheets for the bed. You have to bring your own sheets because they run out of sheets for the bed. Basic sheets for the bed, soap, toilet paper, things you expect in a basic things in a hospital we don't have. Yet we spend $5 million to celebrate. With fireworks and all of this, we must not show off. It is not about showing off and living beyond our means. Take care of our important, essential things first. Hospital, health, basic things. We are in poverty. When you don't have sheets for the hospital beds, but you have fireworks for the world to see.
Okay.
Prioritize, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you. 3 minutes away from 8 o'clock, and the calls are rapid this morning. Let's go back. Good morning.
Good morning, Innocent.
Hi, welcome.
I just want to take the opportunity to extend condolences to the Catholic family and especially St. Joseph Convent, Grenada, on the passing of our dear Sister Marcel. Sister Marcel has impacted on our children's lives in a very positive way over the years, and for this we are eternally grateful. These sisters come from there and try to serve us wholeheartedly. And, since as far as I could remember, our people have been going to the hospital with their sheets, with their bedspread. I've known my mother having a hospital pack and especially having the little white sheets for the hospital beds. I mean, come on, let us take away politics from everything. How much revenue have we earned from the thousands of people that flooded our shows for the independence celebration? Does that number outnumber the amount that was spent? Have a good day, I thank you.
Have a good one yourself. Have a good one. 2 minutes away from 8 o'clock. That is the time. And morning, Yulin again. Yulin, you all right? Good morning, caller.
Hello.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, well, the previous caller, when I'm Black Adam and them was good, I really making a comment on what he was saying. about the legalization of marijuana and the children. What these people came to do here, what he was speaking about is really irrelevant to what these people were talking and dealing with. Because these people came here to teach the kids, the children and them. They didn't try to block up the hell and talk about marijuana. I mean, that was out of the question. I think we should think differently. That these people came to educate us, we youth, and I think we should keep hats off for them.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, caller. We've got 1 minute left. If we can entertain another call, it has to be very, very brief because we've got the BBC. Good morning.
Morning, Helen.
Hi, welcome.
Hi. Because I know when you go in hospital, you have to walk with your convenience. You have to walk with your soap. You look at soap in your soap dish. You look at Colgate. You look at toothbrush. You look at bed sheet. You look at thing. Because who want to imagine? You want to go and lie down on a dead sheet? She thought people dead on already.
Okay.
People have to walk with the sheet. I know when you have to put a lane a bed sheet from the hospital. I know how much people dead on it already. So I don't know how people could want bed sheet to lie down and quarreling for bed sheet, and the hospital have shit.
Okay.
The hospital have the colored sheet, and then them white colored sheet. They have the blue. They have the flowers one. So I don't know where she living if it's not in Grenada.
Okay.
If you want to cry down the government, go ahead and cry. They are custom.
Okay.
But that is not an issue.
Have a good one, eh?
Come again. She don't sleep on shit in she house.
Have a good one, okay? Have a good one. Don't raise your pressure, okay? All right. Folks, this is where we've got to end the program this morning. Again, thank you very much for your participation and your contribution. Sharon Bartholomew, welcome back, okay? And Mildred Smith, have a good day. And if the good Lord spare our lives, we'll do this again tomorrow, same time, same place. Mary E. Banks, good morning. Have a good one. Love you. Bye-bye.